Hello, stuff lovers and fellow pickers. I'm very happy to see you again. There's no reason for this long absence, I'm sorry to say. It's just been the kind of year where there was a flood in the basement, a flood in my mom's basement, in ours, and then we went through the whole thing again very recently. So that just adds to everything else. So I really didn't have time to do anything extra. But now I'm very excited to be able to be silly in front of a camera with you again as I show you stuff that we've picked up recently. There's not going to be an order to this. It's going to be mostly highlights and fun things. This is a bag of jewelry. This is a tie wrap for a bread bag, and my cat thinks this is the cat's meow. He loves playing with this. We throw it for him and he brings it back. Well, he's taken to actually leaving this in his food bowl so that we all know where it is, even when the food is in there. So that's particular. And I thought I would show you a few things maybe before the jewelry, because we were lucky enough to go to a lot of estate sales this summer so far, and some garage sales as well, of course. This is a very cool thing. We went to this estate sale that was run by the family, which, as you know, very often is a very fun thing because people are looking to get rid of things and they don't particularly care to necessarily get every single cent out of what they're selling. And that's really good for us because sometimes I don't know for sure what something is going to sell for. I do know that I pulled out a couple of bowls from a sideboard, and this was one of them, and I thought, it's Pyrex. No, it's Federal glass. And I thought, yeah, okay, so that's renowned, but mostly it's got a lot of mushrooms on it. And I think that's a very good subject. You know, a lot of people like to decorate with mushroom things. So it's from another era, you know, probably the 70s, I would say, something like that. And I just thought, we'll put it in a pile. And we ended up paying something like $5 a piece for everything there. So that was great because we ended up selling it today for $150. And that's beyond my wildest dreams. You know, you always think, oh, this one's a little different, but I wasn't expecting that. So yay for picking up stuff that is fun and just going with what you think is a good item that's got style. Speaking of style, at the same place, we picked up this art glass bowl with beautiful iridescent effects on it. And again, because it was so inexpensive, I didn't spend a lot of time looking it up and because, you know, you're looking at a lot of things at an estate sale. If it can be cheap, I just say go for it because you may not get it. And then you may think, well, that's too bad because it was really worth something when you get home. This is by an artist whose name is Jim Norton, and he was from Calgary, and his art does quite well, so hopefully we can get upwards of $75, $100. It is very beautiful. I do like this kind of thing, so I was very lucky to find that. Now, this summer we went to Belleville, Ontario. We love our Ontario places to go and relax, and we were by the lake. I believe that the lake is called Moira. and it's on the Bay of Quinte. So had a fabulous time, which we really needed, just away from everyday stuff that weighs you down. And it was a lovely pace of life for a bit. And we went to this garage sale. Now I'll have to show you more in another video, but we found lots of art glass like this, some prints that were all vintage. The lady said her uncle, it was his estate that they were liquidating. And again, the prices were great. This basically came to about $3. These sell for maybe $20 a piece, you know, something like that, 15, 20, because it is, if you haven't guessed it, Costa Boda, which is Swedish, I believe. I hope I'm right. I did not know that when I saw this great mug, but I just thought it had an art glass feel to it that sounded very interesting. Basically, it's got a gentleman and 3 women, and it's called the Adam and Eve pattern. And at the same sale, a set of 6 of these, which my husband and I both thought were very funky looking, very, just a lovely design, very beautifully designed, and of another time, of course. And the person who was selling them said, how about $1.50 each? Of course, yes, $1.50 each. And they turned out to be imperial glass. These sell for quite a bit, something around $200 maybe for a set of 6. So again, we were very lucky. But yes, when you see things that you just feel like have a lot of style to them and that are the sort of things that tug at your heartstrings, if the price is right, don't be shy. So that's a great thing. We haven't listed that yet. Let me see. This earlier this summer we bought this. It's a light fixture that you put on your ceiling, and I really enjoyed the very mod vintage look, that 60s type of thing. And I'm gonna tell you that I was sure it said where it was from. Well, I'm sorry about that. Very sorry. And it said Montreal, but that's just, you know, where it's distributed. I don't know. But anyways, has the right style. I think that will please people. My husband found this at one of the sales, and it's the complete set of The Prisoner, which, if you are like me, you've enjoyed quite a bit. I love The Prisoner because it's all about being yourself, isn't it? So that's one of my key roles in life, and I can completely understand that people would still be into watching this. And we got it, I think, for $4, $4. Not bad. I think maybe it'll go for 20 to 30, probably towards the 30. That's a good little snag in there. And finally, the moment you've all been waiting for. I have some jewelry for you that I picked up this summer in Belleville, Ontario. So we went to the second-hand store, and the second-hand store had these 2 bins of jewelry, and just above the bin it was marked $1 per brooch. So I stayed there for some time where, you know, my husband went and looked at other things. And I bought some jewelry because it was $1. I mean, I hardly find that at garage sales anymore, so I was really happy with that. You know, they're not all excellent. These are not marked anything, but just on style alone, I think this should get a little money. I love that almost ivorine, French ivory feel of this brooch. That's a big flower. These I always like, the ones with little glass gems inside. This was a nice dangly brooch. I will swap this array out for a few more. And then you'll be able to tell me in the comments which one was your favorite. So I have some nice enamel on metal vintage flower brooches that sometimes people are really still into. Then I've got these two brooches, which I thought were very fetching. They're by Dorlin. And Dorlin is from here in Montreal, so this is where they come from. I love that enamel on the moon with the little blue gem cat and his counterpart. Nice stylish things. This is a Swarovski brooch, and I will show you the back as well, but you can see that the crystals are so sparkly and you see all kinds of colors in them. So yes, definitely Swarovski. And I will try and show you on the back, the little swan logo is there. And next I have this one. Has a fun shape, I thought. And then a few more. I mean, there was this violin, which is the first thing I saw next to the $1 a piece sign. I just thought, that's so highly detailed. That's quite a nice thing for $1. This is sterling, but it's not all okay. It's got a little break in there, and the part of the clasp here is broken, but it's silver. It's $1. It's still a nice design. We should be able to get something out of this. Ho ho! An armadillo. Armadillo for you. It is made in Mexico, and it is silver as well, which you may be able to see on the back. But I thought that's highly unusual, that type of animal, and it's silver, it's marked. That's going to be a fun thing to sell. And then, oh my, I saw this and I thought, woo! It's just the everything. I like the shape. I like the way it's faceted. I like the colors together. It looks very 70s to me in a way. It's all glass. All the gems are there. I love this. And my pièce de résistance, for those of you who enjoy a bit of French. This isn't French. It's just, I said a French thing. Is this cameo, which is quite big, as you can see, and it was just in the bid of brooches that were $1 each. We tested it. The frame is silver. It has a lot of details, which I think are lovely just by themselves, all that sort of lattice work. And then if you see through it a little bit. It's shell, it's carved shell. It has that lovely translucence. It's probably, I think, from the 30s, something, that kind of era. I think this is a good piece. Hopefully, we'll get more than the dollar I paid for it, and probably around 50 or 60, hopefully. And I thought that would wrap it up for tonight. We'll go in easy. We'll try and come back in not too long and show you other lovely things that have been a lot of fun for us to pick up. So can't wait to talk to you again, and I hope you're having a great time picking.